Hey everyone, welcome back to Walt and Sarah's channel. Today we're going to be making a wristlet keychain with an embroidered name on it. Now you will need quite a few items. You're going to need this HTV glitter vinyl. You're going to need your fake leather, this hardware piece, and the little rubbery pliers that you can get from Amazon. You get the whole kit for around 15 bucks. And I'm going to use this paper cutter. Now again, we are not using our Cricut machine for this. This is how to cut out that Cricut step, save yourself about 15 minutes, especially, Design Studio needs to do an update and it won't connect, blah, 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 blah. We're cutting all that out. More crafting, less drama, okay? So first we're gonna take our fake leather and I'm folding it in half because my other cutter that does up to 12 inches does not cut this all the way through. The fake leather is just too thick for it, so I'm using my smaller one, but I'm folding it in half. So it's about 5.5 inches once it's folded in half because we're trying to get 1x11. What I'm doing here is marking where the hardware is going to go. Now these marks will not show up on the finished project because we're going to cover this area with the HTV vinyl. You have to factor in this blank space because you're not going to see this. The hardware is going to cover that little bit of the wristlet, so it's not going to be shown. So if you want to truly get your name in the middle, you have to factor in where the hardware is going to be placed. Now I know this is approximately 1 inch, but I needed to see how long it's going to be once I factor in the hardware because I need to make my name that size. Now when you have a name like this where you have like those high points in the M, the L, and the D, and then you have that low point of the Y, it does make centering it a little bit more challenging. But you just have to play around and see what setting works best for you and on your machine. You always want to trace your design before you actually start embroidering. And then you can kind of see where it's going to go. Or especially if you have the function where you can scan it with the camera and then see it up on the screen. That makes it a lot easier to really center it. You could always try measuring out and marking it with some erasable ink or invisible ink. There's so many different things that you can do. Do what works best for you. And of course, you could always pin this down or use some spray adhesive. For me, I just had this tape sitting next to me, so I decided just to tape it down, and it worked perfect. I just had to be careful not to put the tape in the center or anywhere near where the embroidery machine is going to be working. And because I have the name kind of small, I'm able to fit it all in this hoop. The next step is to cut your HTV glitter vinyl. So again, I showed you, or I told you earlier in the video, that my longer paper cutter does not cut that good, and you can see that, so I had to come in with the scissors to save the day. For my glitter HTV, I decided to go a little bit bigger than my fake leather. That way it covers the entire area, and we're just going to trim it down later, so we don't have to worry about any of it sticking out once we're finished. The next step is to preheat your fake leather so that way your glitter has something to adhere to. If you skip this step, it will come off. I made one earlier and I skipped the preheating. It's just like if you were using this material on a shirt, you're going to want to follow pretty much the same steps. I also do recommend going to the Cricut heat guide, and that'll tell you how long you should be heating your vinyl for depending on which one. This one is the smart vinyl, which is a little bit longer. I have another video where I use just regular HTV vinyl, and it's not as long as the smart vinyl is. But no worries, it works just the same. It's just a matter of, do you want it to cover your entire strip of the fake leather, or are you okay with it missing a little bit? So, as I said earlier, we're going to trim up just the sides here. Since I use the paper cutter to cut the leather, it's already even. Now, if I trim any of that with the scissors, it's going to be uneven. So, when you're doing this step, you really want to try to just trim the glitter. Your next step is the easiest one. You need to apply the hardware. It's really important that you use the pliers that come with it because it has these rubber pieces to make sure that you don't scratch the hardware. Once I get it close enough to where I don't actually have to hold it in place, I move my fingers. You do not want to pinch your fingers. I've even used tape to help me hold it in place, but I think I got it down pretty good now to where I can place it in there, start closing it, and then completely seal it. So I'm squeezing it as tight as I can to make sure that it's got a really good grip. Then I go through it again, and I squeeze it one more time just to make sure that it's not going to come out. The first set of wristlets I ever made, I used a very cheap leather, fake leather, and it came right out. So I now make sure that it's super secure, and I pull on it a little bit and I tug on it before I give it out as a gift. But yeah, guys, that was so easy. Look, I made this video in about 5 minutes. Yes, I sped through some of the things, but A lot of it is just really simple for something really stinking cool. And you can sell these on Etsy, yard sales, craft fairs. You could put something cute on there like Mama for Mother's Day. Guys, the possibilities are endless, and you can mix and match your different colors with the vinyl. But that's it. Let me know what you think, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch y'all next time. Bye.